We've come a long way when it comes to accepting people for who they are. We live in an age when many celebrities feel comfortable coming out as gay, lesbian, bisexual, and anything else. In the last 10 years alone, we've made huge strides in making the world a safer and more accepting place. While there are still some people who don't accept those in the LGBTQ+ community, most people are incredibly supportive. Today, celebrities can come out without fearing for their careers or reputation. With so many celebrities coming out these days, a lot of people assume it's some sort of trend, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Historical evidence shows that LGBTQ people have existed as long as humanity itself. The only difference is that back in the day, they were treated so horribly they were afraid to come out. During the golden age of Hollywood, reputation was everything. One slip up and you could lose your career in the blink of an eye. Drug addiction, alcohol abuse, and affairs could all greatly harm a celebrity's career. Something that was sure to ruin a career, however, was whether or not a celebrity was part of the LGBTQ community. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 10 old Hollywood stars who never came out of the closet. Stick around because we're going to reveal how one of the most iconic singers, actresses, and models who ever lived wasn't nearly as heterosexual as she seemed. Spencer Tracy. Spencer Tracy was one of the most famous actors during the golden age of Hollywood, starring in films like Fury, Captains Courageous, and Boys Town. A strict Catholic, he married Louise Treadwell in 1927, and together they had 2 children. Later in their marriage, the two became distant, but due to Spencer Tracy's Catholic faith, he refused to get a divorce. Behind the scenes, however, he was infamous for being a womanizer, having affairs with many women. While on the surface, he seemed to have a long relationship with Katharine Hepburn, the relationship was mostly just for appearances. Secretly, he spent his time having affairs with men, and it's likely his womanizing reputation was just a show. Supposedly, he and actor John Derek had a long and clandestine relationship. He also had a passionate night of sex with Scotty Bowers. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, along with being a model, actress, and amazing singer, was also recognized as a platinum blonde sex symbol. Much of her career was centered around appealing to men. She also married 3 times, first to James Doherty, then Joe DiMaggio, finally to Arthur Miller. On the surface, she seemed the epitome of a straight woman. Behind closed doors, however, she was different. Before her tragic death later in life, Marilyn Monroe began to see a psychiatrist named Dr. Ralph Greenson, who taped their conversations. The tapes were later released, and it was revealed that Marilyn Monroe had had affairs with multiple high-profile women, including Judy Garland, Barbara Stanwyck, Marlene Dietrich, and many others. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo was a Swedish actress who became incredibly famous in Hollywood during the 20s and 30s. She was proposed to at least 3 times throughout her life, but never married anyone nor had children. In a secret letter to Lars Saxon, a Swedish publisher, she revealed she would remain a bachelor throughout her life. She was known to have relationships with many men and women, the most famous of whom was Marlene Dietrich. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins became most famous for his role as Norman Bates in Psycho. Publicly, he was married to a woman and had 2 children. However, many people in Hollywood knew about his secret affairs with men, including with fellow actor Tab Hunter. He reportedly often asked Hollywood pimp Scotty Bowers to set him up with many different men throughout his career. Sadly, in 1992, Perkins died of AIDS when he was only in his 60s. His wife and children were especially shocked at the death because he kept his illness a secret, not wanting anyone to know about the double life he led. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, most famous for his role in Gone with the Wind, was notoriously homophobic. He would often refuse to work alongside actors he suspected were gay. However, he secretly had sex with men to advance his career, and was known for being, quote, gay for pay. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like, and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. And stick around until the end of the video, because we're going to reveal how the most famous actress of the golden age of Hollywood actually preferred women to men. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford married 4 times throughout her life and had 5 children. While married, however, rumors ran wild she had a huge sexual appetite, having affairs with multiple men and women. A biography about her life even suggests she may have used sex to heighten her career. Throughout her life, she had affairs with multiple other famous stars, including Dana Andrews, Yul Brynner, John Wayne, Marilyn Monroe, and Marlene Dietrich. She also had a special attraction towards bisexual men, and was unfortunately quite demeaning to her husbands, often demanding they kneel and beg for her. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was known for his amazing stand-up comedy. Despite being married to 7 different women throughout his life, his widow Jennifer Pryor had some shocking news to tell the world. In a statement, she announced Richard had had a long relationship with Marlon Brando. Pryor was reportedly quite open about his bisexual nature with his close friends, but kept it a quiet secret from the public, knowing the information could tank his career. He also admitted in his own biography he had an affair with a transgender person that lasted 2 weeks, and he jokingly referred to the relationship as 2 weeks of being gay. Marlon Brando. As we just mentioned, Marlon Brando notoriously had a long affair with Richard Pryor. It wasn't the only one he had with a man, though. The Godfather actor may have been married to 4 different women throughout his life, and despite appearing heterosexual to his fans, he reportedly had affairs with James Dean, Montgomery Clift, Cary Grant, and many other male celebrities. He even confessed his own bisexuality in an interview with a French journalist. "I am not ashamed. I've never paid much attention to what people think about me." James Dean. James Dean was iconic for his 3 rebellious films, Rebel Without a Cause, Giant, and East of Eden. Even though he reached the peak of his stardom during the golden age of Hollywood, he's a lasting and popular influence even today. James Dean dated many women, but it was all a facade to hide his true sexual appetite. Not only was he involved with many men, but he was reportedly into kinky, sadomasochistic sex, something that would have certainly ruined his career had it come out during the peak of his popularity. Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn is likely the most iconic actress in Hollywood history. She had more success than anyone else during the golden age of Hollywood. But had her true colors been revealed at the time, it's likely her career would have withered. Hepburn and Spencer Tracy were often co-stars, and for 25 years the two were a popular Hollywood couple. But other Hollywood stars were all very aware the relationship was for show. Behind the scenes, both Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy were secretly gay. Hepburn did have some sexual attraction to men, but she was historically far more interested in women. She even went up to pimp Scotty Bowers during a party and asked him to find her a, quote, nice, young, dark-haired girl. It's shocking to find how many famous old Hollywood actors were secretly gay. Were you more surprised to learn Marilyn Monroe had affairs with many women? Or that despite being homophobic, Clark Gable was, quote, gay for pay? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.